Today we're going to speak about productivity, how to up productivity. You know, all of us feel stress at some point in our lives. It doesn't matter who you are. It could be physical stress or emotional, psychological, spiritual stress. All of us are. And stress, if we want to give it a definition, is what happens when I need to get something done and either I can't do anything about it or I don't do anything about it. And it builds up inside of me. I'm not putting that energy out. Something's supposed to be manifesting there in the world, and I'm not putting it out in the world for whatever reason, because I'm afraid to manifest, because it's not the right time, I don't have the ability to manifest that, etc. So stress is building up, and we want to be able to release that. Let's say a person is worried about needing to generate more money. So how do I go about increasing my productivity so that I can minimize my stress, or generating that money so that I can minimize the stress? We could say in a business sense, there are a couple of options that a person has. I could save money. And what would that entail? To cut jobs, to cut costs, to cut quality. Not a great option. I could say to myself, I want to bring in more. How am I going to do that? I want to bring in more money. I'm going to pump up the spending of my current customer base or client base, or I'm going to recruit new clients, or I'm going to invest. Also not an ideal option. By far the greatest option is I'm going to increase my productivity. How can I get my company, myself, whoever it is that's involved in this project, to be doing more? And when that goes out there into the world, it creates excitement. It's something of quality. I bring in the money that I'm hoping for. Stress goes down and the quality of my life is different. Well, if we think about it, I want to go a level deeper than that. We're saying, well, they're saving money, getting in more money, increasing productivity. But I think there's an even deeper level that is the spiritual component of increasing productivity. Let's take an analogy from the arena of healing. The first way to treat an illness is to treat just the symptoms. Someone has a temperature, give them a medication that's going to bring the temperature down. They have a headache, give them something that's going to just make it disappear. It's certainly not ideal. A temperature is generated in the body so that the body can fight the illness that is inside. We don't want to get rid of the temperature until it's dangerous, until it's too high. So that's the first level, is treating the symptoms. Then there is treating the cause. And that's what we would say is the whole contemporary holistic medicine, holistic healing, is dealing with that. So I go back to the cause. Why does the person have the fever? To fight an infection. What is that infection in the body? Let me treat that. Why do they have the headache? Maybe they have stress. Maybe they, whatever the reason is, right? A person is trying to deal with the illness by going back to the cause of that illness. But there's obviously a deeper way to deal with illness, and that is to go back and find, who am I before the wound? How do I exist before I've even manifested that? To remember psychically the deepest point in my soul, and then from that place to allow the soul to feed into the body in a healthy way, to unplug any blockages in my spiritual life that are then going to manifest in my physical life. So I'm taking this as an analogy for what we're talking about today, which is I want to increase productivity, and I could have done it in any of those ways. But there's something else. The Rebbe teaches there are 3 things that happen to the body that don't happen to the soul. The body grows tired, the soul never grows tired. The body ages, the soul never ages. And the body dies, the soul never dies. Now, when we think of ourselves in that way, we can work in a completely different way. That means I have to connect with the deeper point of who I am, not just the professional or the person who shows up at work and now I have this job to do and I'm so bored of the job, or I'm tired because I got to sleep late last night. I'm not saying we should ignore our bodies, or shmartem es nafshei seichem. We have to take care of our bodies, and we are taught that a healthy soul can be present in a healthy body. The body has to be healthy. But what I am saying is, if we connect back, who am I? Not the doctor, the lawyer, the secretarial assistant, the plumber. I am my soul. And when I connect with that, it generates joy. And that joy and that vitality manifests in all of my productivity. You know, I was recently in transit, had a stopover at Denver University, at Denver Airport, and there was a billboard for a university, I don't remember the name of the school, that really caught my eye. It said, ethics will be the most significant aspect of business in the next decade, and then inviting people to come and study there. And I thought to myself, that's fascinating. People kind of getting in touch with the fact that there is morality and meaning that lies behind the work that we do. As we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, getting connected to the inner point of what I do. So if we can go back for a minute, find our soul that never gets tired, never ages, never dies, and connect with my meaning, I can come back into my workday and be producing in a whole different way. All the best. Until next time, from Torah Cafe.